is Majesty Angel. My name is Angel. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a TikToker. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm just a blessed person. So good morning, Texas. Wake y'all ass up. He's like, what? Wake y'all ass up. I see I got about 500,000 people that's tuning in from Texas. It's so crazy because as I was going over my other live that I just did, it's a lot of freaking it's so many different content creators that's tearing Texas up. But what I want to say about Texas, and I want to say about you ladies out there, especially to the ones who have your own YouTube channel, I want to say, I want to say kudos to y'all, for real. I want to say kudos to all the women who have been coming on TikTok. You know what I mean? I want to say kudos to the one, because majority of the women, a lot of women like that, meaning doing social media and stuff, they're not as active on YouTube as how I'm active. So majority of the women around the world and majority of you guys from Texas, because I tagged y'all in my location. So it's pinning in Texas. So I just want to give a shout out to a lot of you classy women out there. And a lot of women who's holding Texas down, meaning the real true, like the respect and shit of Texas. Because I don't know, I think maybe this was like the first rodeo or the first thing of Texas. Now, I want to give a shout out to Beyonce, right? Because Beyonce is from Texas. And a lot of people don't understand because of Mrs. Carter and her whole movement of her whole country album took the whole world by storm, and it put Texas always been on the map, but because of that album and because of the way that she represented Texas in a way that she made it cool to do it, you know what I mean? Because of Beyonce, a lot of people don't understand they had to change the whole category dealing with that country music and shit like that. And what I love about Beyonce is a very, very classy lady. And what I also love about Beyonce is that she created a country album and she made it a way where, I believe it. I don't know. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but I don't really think that there's that many black country artists, meaning the women part. But when she did that, she triggered some shit because everybody wasn't running around with no goddamn cowboy hats and shit on like that, and cowboy shit and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? So she triggered something, and I believe she also increased, meaning the price, meaning different brands and shit like that, hats, the boots and shit. People wasn't walking around with no goddamn cowboy hats and shit on and boots and stuff like that. Now, I do have to agree with Anthony, the dude, Anthony. And I've been on his channel just a little bit lately, but he posted something 3 hours ago, and underneath his content, he said that the black people, black women, embarrassed the shit out of us down there in Texas. And it made Texas look fucked up. It made the new era of black women look fucked up. And I gotta congratulate all of you men out there, because you had two different types of men out there that was in fucking Texas. You had the thirsty niggas, and then you had these other different men that were out there that were probably going to go do the whole sexy rodeo. A rodeo, dummies, is when you're coming in an official rodeo attire. A rodeo attire is when you have the cowboy hat on, you have the baggy lee jeans and shit on, and you have some very, very cute looking boots. Now, where they could have really tore it up at being very, very sexy and shit like that, they could have had some very, very cute, decent little booty shorts or whatever with the cowboy, the pants and shit and the taffels on the side. They could have freaked it out, and they could have made this rodeo, whatever, look good. Now, where they fucked up at, instead of calling it a rodeo, they should have just called it the Freaknik. Okay? The Freaknik. Now, everybody was out there. I mean, it just looked like everybody was out there on a mission. The mission was just a whole twerk freak. You know what I mean? It was a Freaknik. It wasn't no motherfucking rodeo. Mm-hmm. It was a modern 2026. A lot of people don't know what a Freaknik is. A Freaknik is when people go there half naked. They showing titties. They showing ass. So they took something that could have been very, very powerful for Texas, meaning the way that they could have performed, the way that they could have acted, the way that a lot of different businesses, meaning black-owned businesses and shit like that, meaning a lot of different other brands, meaning other different successful black rodeos and shit like that, meaning people who have ranches and shit like that, the outback type of a life of Texas, because Texas and all of that shit is about ranch, horses and shit, cattle, and a whole bunch of other different things. So I'm with that aspect with the ladies, because that's not the real true reputation or represent. I can't think of that word that I'm trying to look for. To represent black women, and it's very, very distasteful. Because what happened was, you nasty bitches, and I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm gonna say it like that. Because of the way that y'all was performing like that, I'm surprised that is not really no rates of black women that was getting touched and raped and shit. Because you had good apples mixed in with bad apples. Meaning because you had majority of y'all that was half naked, showing your ass, ready to get bent over and shit like that, and back of cars and alleys and at the club and a whole bunch of different things. You had people who were pushed in that atmosphere. And you had probably good women who was looked at, y'all motherfuckers doing a whole bunch of different shit. Now, I don't like to be judgmental and a whole bunch of other different shit. It is what it is. But I always like to say, like, come on. You know what I mean? Us women and shit like that, it's a time and a place for shit. You understand what I'm saying? And that wasn't a good timing and a place for that. I'm just happy that it really wasn't too bad. But what a lot of people don't know is, in these certain cities, and I have to applaud the lady, even though I said she was giving out information that her stupid ass probably got fired from. A lot of people who didn't even know fucking going down there to motherfucking Texas, fucking around with a whole bunch of different people. And then you have so many other different people that came from different states. So now I'm very, very interested when all of these motherfuckers go back to wherever the fuck that they came from. And they go back to fucking. Because you got to look at it like that. You had so many different people that was doing a whole bunch of different shit. You had girls who was in relationships. You had niggas who was in relationships. And they was mixing and dabbling with people, meaning dead souls. Niggas who knew that they had shit that they knew. They knew that they had shit within their blood that wasn't right. And because of being underneath the influence of drugs and alcohol and shit like that, or being somewhere and forgetting your motherfucking drink, and a person puts some shit in your drink, and now you waking up or you don't know where the fuck that you are, and somebody has violated you and did shit to you in the worst way you don't understand. And then you're going back home, or now you're going back home. Hi, honey, I'm home and shit. And you kissing your boyfriend, you kissing your girlfriend, knowing that you was in a crazy ass situation. So I'm curious because I like to do numbers. I'm very, very different. My YouTube channel is very, very different. So anything that wasn't good down there, meaning, or the niggas who came from other places and came down there and interacted with some people down there. A lot of motherfuckers after this rodeo and shit need to be going to the clinic. For real, for real. Like, that's some real life shit. A lot of people should be going to the doctors, going to go get tested, yo. For real, for real. I mean, every fucking thing. From every STD, and make sure that your HIV status is to where the fuck that you need to be. Because a lot of people don't understand that I do this shit on social media. This is my playground. This is my yard. This is where I do. So I see a lot of numbers. And the HIV rate is out of control right now in the United States of America. STDs right now, herpes and all that shit is out of control right now. And herpes you cannot get rid of. That's something that you'll be stuck with. And from what I'm hearing, that outbreak that happens on the vagina and the penis is not nothing to be played with. So it was very, very embarrassing. It was. Just to people who already think that black people ain't shit. For real. For real. Black, because we always just as black people sometimes, or just as a race of society, we always get penalized very, very hard. And the way that the youth is coming up, meaning is very, very crazy. You know what I'm saying? I always like to promote, especially if you're going out there in that type of arena and shit like that, to always make sure like you're going with your girlfriends and shit like that. Make sure that you guys look over each other and shit like that. When you're going out to different clubs and you want to drink and certain shit like that, once you put your drinks and stuff down and stuff like that, make sure you never, you go back to drink that, and understand that some guys are predators. They are. And no woman on this planet should ever be so gullible where they're now convinced, or they think that is cool, especially within this era in 2026. Nobody should be actually having sex, unprotected sex like that. Nobody, no, period. If you're not in a very, very long time relationship and you actually know that your partner is actually it's just y'all two, because that's what happens sometimes. That's how it's supposed to go. Nobody's supposed to be doing all that other shit with a partner that's active like that. Understand what I'm saying? And no partner that's actually active like that should be actually doing shit like that and putting their partner in jeopardy. Because I don't give a fuck about none of this medicine shit. You understand what I'm saying? But I understand, and I want to thank you to the United States government. I want to thank you to the Department of Medicine and shit like that for creating PrEP. PrEP right now is definitely needed. I used to come up here and I should be like, yo, what the fuck is going on with the world of PrEP? But now I understand the importance now of PrEP. Because people are lying. I mean, terribly about their status. You'll have a motherfucker that's lying. It's so crazy because I was watching another content creator, and they were talking about people who were explaining people, meaning the people that didn't want to tell people that they were HIV positive. And people think just because they are undetected, right? Because undetected is when that shit is so low in your body, what they're saying, that you cannot pass it to somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? So they feel like that. In a way, they feel like it's also cool and shit like that to be sexually active with people. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. If you are HIV positive, the person that you are dealing with needs to know that you are HIV positive. And it's right now because it's going all over social media. And it's pretty girls, pretty girls, and it's pretty guys. I remember a long time ago it was a case, a lot of different cases of men that have contracted HIV, and these niggas was on a mission to just straight totally his mission was to give as many women HIV as possible because a woman gave it to him. And you have men who are like that. I don't want to talk about one person. I'm just saying, just in general, if people got something, people need to know that. Even if you got motherfucking herpes. For real. Like, for real. Because people need to know that. People need to know what they're dealing with. People need to be able to have a choice to say if they want to deal with it and if they don't want to deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? And if people want to deal with somebody that do have HIV because you're telling them that you have that, then y'all too can take the precaution that you need, and most importantly, you're giving them the opportunity to protect themselves. So yeah, then you'll also go, okay, well, since I have HIV, I have this, that, and the third, then yes, you do need to go be on PrEP. You know what I mean? You're messing with me, we're sleeping around, this, that, and the third. You understand what I'm saying? Or, yes, I do have herpes, this, that, and the third. Whatever. So the person on the other hand can be able to protect themselves so they won't be able to be, infected. Nobody should be robbing people of the truth like that. Give people the opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Some people are a little bit more lenient than other people. Uh-huh. But when people disclose some shit and then they find out in a different way, it is very, very disrespectful. Everybody have the choice to be able to deal with it. And, majority of the time, you have some people who be like, okay, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because the guy was saying that how he met this real pretty girl. She's real pretty. He said he kept finessing that shit. And he said while they was going into the acting party, and I guess he wanted to give her fellatio and shit like that. That's when the truth came out that she was sick, and she kept saying, because once he wanted to do that act on her and shit like that, he said that she kept trying to tell him something, but she couldn't say nothing, and that's what she told him, and he was like, oh my God, you understand what I'm saying? So people need to be able to understand that we're living in 2026 and nothing is safe. That's the whole message that I want to say today. Nothing is safe. And when people are going to people's cities, people need to try to act accordingly. Because when y'all motherfuckers leave people's city, you know what I'm saying? Because of the way that people were performing in Texas, it kind of rubbed off and gave Texas could never really have a bad name. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Texas could never be destroyed. But it gave it a bad taste in their mouth. And now it's going to put a whole bunch of real Texan natives and shit. It's going to give them a bad look. You know what I mean? But that's what usually happens. Spring break is supposed to be a time where people are supposed to have fun. College kids are supposed to have fun. They're supposed to enjoy themselves and shit like that. It's a downer. It's a break, between classes and certain things like that. And spring break is actually supposed to be very, very good for people's communities, because at these different times, other than major concerts or major events, it give a lot of businesses at that stretch of time. It helps them with their revenue, and it put them on a map. Meaning a lot of different people that didn't really know about certain things that's going on and in the city, right? So right now, for people who keep going in and out, I seen when I checked my YouTube, I had over about 500,000 people that's tuning in from Texas. So right now, Texas is kind of like the hot topic right now. I always try to give my point of views and shit like that, and I'm just trying to talk about something. You know what I mean? But I do want to say thank you to the women out there, because you have a lot of Texas native women who are pissed off and they're fucking disgusted. Don't flush that. Close that door. And I just want to say that you women have the right, because don't nobody need to be looked at like that. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You can't really slow down the youth, because the youth today, they're going to want to do what they want to do. They're going to want to have fun. They're going to want to show their ass and shit like that. But if they don't know that it's a time and a place, and actually that's not what a fucking real rodeo is, because they fuck rodeo up. And I'm surprised the Caucasian people are not fucking pissed off, because the Caucasian country people are tearing black people ass up. And a lot of people don't understand that and shit. Because rodeo and shit like that is a whole... I would love to go to rodeo. I'm going to the left. But rodeo is totally different. Rodeo is when niggas is riding bulls and shit like that. They're doing all this shit with their horses. They're jumping over fucking barrels. People supposed to be going to go... that's what I would have did. I want to go see some bull riding and shit like that. The horses and the food and the different music. I really would have wished I would have seen a lot of black kids. The kids down there actually dressed up as rodeos and actually in a bar in a rodeo. You understand what I'm saying? And doing a whole bunch of fucking line dancing and shit like that. And doing a whole bunch of great things that actually come from out of rodeo. You know what I mean? The rodeo life is people within people's generation, meaning that shit was passed down for them to have fucking cattle and shit like that, and breaking horses and doing a whole bunch of other different things. And just show the other side. I would have loved to see that side of the rodeo, of them being there, meaning the different cook-offs, meaning who have the best smoke ribs and shit like that, and collard greens and a whole bunch of different things, and then putting a whole bunch of different black establishments on the map. That was the opportunity that should have been viewed and seen during the rodeo, instead of a whole bunch of half-ass naked black kids running around twerking and shit on cars, and a whole bunch of girls going down there because they can't do all of that shit in their city and shit like that, and people ending up all over the social media looking crazy. So it was very, very embarrassing. It was, for real, for real. And I just want to tell a whole bunch of Caucasian people that the half of the black people in Texas do not agree with that shit. And they had no parts of that shit. They had no parts of people coming from out of different states coming there and making their city look the way that they made their city look like. Because it is people in Texas who, it is what it is. You got the hood, you got this, that, and the third, or whatever, whatever. But not, it wasn't like that. So I come here and I'm in agreement with both sides. You know what I mean? Meaning they had the right to go there to have fun and a whole bunch of different things. They just shouldn't perform like that. But we have to, who the fuck can we thank? We gotta thank society and shit like that. We gotta thank the new trends and shit like that. We gotta thank the new fucking influencers, because you had a whole bunch of motherfucking well-known motherfucking influencers and all of these bitches down there that was with it, and it was doing a whole bunch of different things. And that's why I always like to say the power of social media, meaning the things that you come on your social media account, which we all can do whatever the fuck that we want to do. But when you have people who are common, you know what I mean, instead of the other fucking influencers and shit like that that was going there, maybe, okay, good. You're like, well, okay, well, maybe I should do some shit like that. Maybe the next time or something like that that's popping off like that, then maybe I need to start taking my ass to some of these events and shit like that, and doing it the way that it needs to be done. Because the world should have seen another side instead of that side that they showed. So congratulations. I hope that a lot of businesses did do well. Fuck, because now I'm going to the left. I'm just mad that a lot of businesses didn't really get the opportunity, meaning for the world to be able to see their businesses and shit like that, or any brand deals, right? Because I really don't know. It was basically the nightlife. They should have had something like during the day. You understand what I'm saying? Like a big ass market and shit like that. And I don't know. So I hope that I'm not putting my foot in my mouth, but that would have been a great look. You know what I'm saying? Like a big ass field, big ass pop up with a lot of great black, businesses, and it should have been like cook-offs. It should have been so much more added to the things that was displayed. So let me get off. I just wanted to say that. You understand what I'm saying? So you young ladies, y'all just do better, a lot better, because the world is looking at us. But that's just the time. Good and evil will always be here. Good and evil will always be here. It just matter who's the people that's at play, meaning who's on the good side, who's on the bad side. I always like to say this is why I'm so important, because I'm in the middle. You don't really have a lot of people who's in the middle. So like I always say, my sword can sway either on the left and on the right. They put their fucking lives in jeopardy. A lot of girls put their lives in jeopardy. I'm not even going to say that shit about my daughter, because she would never in her fucking life perform that way, right? And I don't mean to talk like that, but, a lot of shit happens at home, and it's so fucked up because you got grandmothers that's 30 and shit like that. So the whole system of black women and black young ladies is so fucked up, because grandmas today is no longer 60 and 70. The whole dynamic of black women, that's why a lot of black women, they get mad at the other class of women, because they come from different breeds of women. The whole time of the way that these young ladies are really supposed to be raised and coming up and shit like that is totally different, because they took the major key from out of that, and that's Big Mama. A lot of people don't have big mamas no more in their life to keep shit grounded. And the older women nowadays, that's why they get penalized, because I seen a 60 lady this lady was 60 years old on motherfucking YouTube. She had a body of a stallion and shit like that. Like, and I'm not fronting people, but even when my old ass gets 60 and shit like that, I ain't gonna be doing all of that shit. I'm just saying, even though I can with my fine thick ass, but it just comes in time and a place when you have these women who are 65 years old and all of this other shit, 50 and up and shit like that. You get penalized, and I'm gonna hold y'all motherfuckers to the highest of the extent, because you still can be sexy. You can just be sexy in a very, very different way, because you are so important to the younger women who look up to you. All of that other shit, I mean, it's just saying, that shit is crazy. And no 50-year-old supposed to be talking to a nigga that's young. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And the only why I'm saying that is because I have sons. So I wish my motherfucking sons would come in the house with this old ass bitch. I'm going to kick this bitch in her back, and I'm going to send this bitch where the fuck she needs to go. That's just straight. Yeah, the age limit, it should be protocols when it comes to this age limit shit. Shouldn't a motherfucker be 25 years older and shit, and 20 years older and shit, messing with a baby? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't want to get into that aspect. Because I don't want to say that. I was going to say, because, bitch, then you become damaged goods, that you no longer could be able to date a man that's within your age bracket, or a nigga that's 4 to 5 years a little bit younger than you. There's no reason why you going after little ass babies and shit. Let them be able to enjoy their life. Because soon as when they mess with an older bitch, because it just becomes manipulation and shit. But I blame people's mothers, you know. Won't be none of mine. I got 3. Won't be none of mine. I'm not even hearing that shit. You like, what? That shit is off limits. You like, for real? I'm sorry, Texas. I went to the left just a little bit. I'm not being too judgmental and shit like that. Now, I understand sometimes these little young niggas, you like, for real, they want to talk to an old pretty stallion. I understand that. I do. I understand it. I understand it very, very well. Now, boys are different. Now, you're like, bitch, I was just going in on the girls. I was, because boys and men will always be different. As much as us women can't stand that, we don't like that, but boys are different too. But even dealing with boys like that, you know, I guess I don't know, it's different. But yeah, these niggas, you little young boys, for real. Yeah, I understand. But I understand why now that these younger boys are now starting to want to talk to a little bit older women. Because the younger ones are just out of control. But I tell you, little young niggas now too, these older women too are something else too. Be careful of manipulation, and these older women are trying to mold and shape these younger men. That's the only thing that I hate about older women dealing with younger men, because you do have them that try to mold and try to shape them and shit like that. You know, to each his own. People gonna rock out, and people gonna want to do whatever that they want to do. So yeah, Texas. I still like Texas. I'm still coming to Texas. I want to go to Texas. But I always feel like I'm like a tourist and shit like that. I'm very, very different, because I like food and shit like that. So when I go to different places, when I want to go to different places, like when I'm going back this part, like that shit be sounding like a whole thing, like a thing. But let me go. I gotta get out of here. I'm running really, really, really late and stuff. I do. I've been running late lately, and it's not good, but it's gonna change. Oh, I can do that. I could probably come on here real, real early, because I was trying to say my scheduling and stuff is gonna change. I'm so happy that you came in here. Here you go, baby.
What?
Take this. This your clothes.
Dad said I could say food.
Who said that? Don't be saying that to the world. I didn't say that. He
Dad
always want to
said
go
that.
get. I don't care what he's talking about. No. I'm getting all this stuff together.
Why?
Because
I can say food.
I hate it goes against what I say. That's not right. So I'm going to get this stuff together and turn that down, and I'm about to get off of here. And no, that's not right.
You said I can stay home now.
I don't care about what you're talking about. I'm going to get all of this stuff together, and you're going to do exactly what you need to do. So let me go. See, didn't I tell you I get bullied?
You don't get bullied.
You do so. You want to talk to the world?
No.
Well, they hear you anyway.
I tell you, I don't want to talk to the world.
See, I like that. My kids are not like that. They don't like social media. I love that. Like, to each his own family on social media and YouTube and stuff. But no. So now I have a dilemma in my house. I'm trying to do all this stuff. I know I'm running late, and for real, you consider me the mean parent?
No.
The strict parent? Because Daddy he said, yeah, I'm the strict one. For real, for real. Like I don't know. I'm just different. But we're gonna have sushi tomorrow. I think we should go to Chinatown. Turn that down, cause I don't want you two to flag my stuff. So I think we're gonna go to Chinatown. It's this place. Well, hi everybody. I'm from New York City. I should have said that before I came on, cause I did tag y'all from Texas. So I'm from New York City, and I'm not from New York City. I'm actually from Jersey, and I live in New York City. But Chinatown is like the best, right? And I feel like because Chinatown have the best Chinese food for real, like cause it's different. It's so different, and I feel like if people in New York City, cause it's disrespectful to us in the hood for real. Because when you go to Chinatown, it's like they make their fried rice. They make all of their stuff so different. You get the real true taste and quality. Now when I go to actually, I think I'm gonna do it on Saturday because Saturday's gonna be hot as hell out here. Um, in Chinatown, I have found like this dinky ass place, Chinese restaurant in Chinatown. It was like in a basement and shit, but for real, I didn't eat at luxury places, in Chinatown. I should see if I can find this place. I had like I like duck. I eat duck, and I had like leaky duck and stuff like that. But that place was expensive. But this other place that I'm trying to find, I gotta be on the hunt. It's like in the basement. You pay $40. Man, they had so much like for real. They had so much Chinese rice and so much stuff. But yeah, my kids they love sushi. I get upset every time they take a piece of food that I love. What else? They like sushi. Now they love lobster tails and shit, like lobster tails. So when I get lobster tails, it's not, some niggas they got it. I'm sorry, America. I don't mean to be like this. This is gonna sound messed up. Like some families, they buy like 2, 3 lobster tails. Like hell no, not here. I gotta buy like 10 and shit like that. 10 lobster tails because they like lobster tails. So they taking everything. What else? What else did they take away from me? I think they took something else away from me. I'd be like, damn. Oh, they took my son. So he like me. So we eat oysters. Oysters. So he said, "Ooh, come here, mom. Let me try that." So I said, "God damn it! Another goddamn food that he took away from me that I can't sit down and I can't enjoy. Something else he took away from me. Sardines. I started eating sardines now, for real. But I like to cook them just a little bit longer. So it's so funny. He's like, mom, what is that? I said, God damn it. Every time I get a good food, they come and they take it away from me. So I'll be like, damn. Now I understand how my mom felt. I be eating some, for real. They be like, I be eating some. They be like, oh, mom. I be like, oh, shit, damn. Oh, can I just have some? I be like, oh, shit. I don't think he like pig feet. I think he do. Something else he took away from me. Damn. And now my daughter, she likes sushi though too though. She keep asking. I say, damn. So they eat sushi, they eat calamari. I'm like, damn. So being a mom is fun. It really, really is. I'll tell you. I mean, it's funny. It is. My daughter, she made my son she made me so proud yesterday. Because my oldest son, he lived down south and with his grandma. So she be holding him hostage on the phone. And she'd have him and he'd be like, oh. But he'd be like, he's such a great brother. So she made me smile so bad because I said, you better hurry up and get on the phone with your brother. He about to hang up. And I said, you better tell him that he's a good brother. She said, I don't have to say that, Mommy. He's a great big brother. He's just a great big brother to me. It just made me blush. I said, son, did you hear that? And he was like, yeah, Ma, I heard it. And I was like, thank you. But her second oldest brother, which is Naeem, he's funny. So he hung up on her. He did. He hung up on it. And then he called me back. He said, why you wouldn't tell me that I was hurt? I was calling. I said, you ain't shit. Why would you do that? He was like, man, Ma, she be holding me on the phone too long. But I love it, though. I wouldn't trade them in the world. And when they all be together, it'd be so funny. Cause especially, my baby and my son Michael, they be fighting now. That shit be funny. They be fighting. Yo, he be trying to put her in the headlock. I be like, hey. And she be like kicking and stuff like that. Or she'd jump on him. Yo, I be like, oh my God. It be like the funniest. Or we be going out and it's so funny.
You said you were getting off.
Listen, you know what? I like this right now. Listen to this. Are you bullying me? You bullying me? You bullying me? Nah, you're not repeating nothing. I hate that. He be bullying me. He be bullying me. He be bullying.
You said, yeah, I'm gonna start to get off now.
Yeah, but you're in my little personal space, right? You wasn't even thinking about it.
Yes, I was.
Your dad just went against everything that I was about to do, which it pisses me off just a little bit. It really, really does. It really does, because this is like going against protocol.
Guess I have a 5-day weekend.
A what?
A 5-day weekend.
A 5-day weekend?
Uh-huh. Today, tomorrow's Eid. Tomorrow's Eid. And we have Saturday, wait, 4-day. No, wait, not 4-day. Yeah, 4-day. 4-day weekend. We actually, 5-day weekend, because today, Eid, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, well, I'll tell you like this. Since you're not going nowhere today, and which is totally out of, I'm really, really, it's bothering my soul. There's no sushi for you. I'm going to go eat sushi myself.
But I was feeling nauseous.
You was feeling nauseous. I don't want to hear none of that. So let me go, America. I got to go. I got to go now. Because I'm being bullied.
I'm being serious.
Nah, I don't care about none of that. So let me go, America. I got to go. So until next time, you guys have a blessing. Thank you, Texas. Thank you so much. Y'all are victorious. You like what? Texas and came in #1 on my YouTube, for real. Okay, maybe tomorrow, if I got anybody from Texas, you come in or whatever. You following me. Damn it. I got so many people, so I'm not even gonna be able to know if you guys are following me like that. I'll give you guys something. I always say I'm the only YouTube that give people shit for everybody else. And I just want to say congratulations to that guy, Robert JN. He was on TikTok. Right now on TikTok, I didn't know that these people on TikTok are bullying people, meaning they're bullying people to send them gifts. They're bullying them to pay for stuff. And they're telling people, if you do not buy this, if you do not give me this, then I'm going to block you and you can't follow me. He's kind of like saying what I'm saying, but I'm not really into like, oh, because they like delete them all, unfollow them all. They're so ungrateful. That's what these new TikTokers, the other TikTokers, and it's not like small accounts. These like almost other big accounts going against other big accounts, meaning these other people. I say it in a different way, how people are ungrateful and shit like that. But I would never be like, just unfollow people. But now you have other big accounts that are going against other big accounts, calling out people and saying how ungrateful that they were. I say it a little bit on a different aspect. He's going after them. I go after high profile celebrity people. For real. That's what I do, because they're very, very ungrateful. Because they don't understand, if it wasn't for the people, they wouldn't be millionaires. They wouldn't be living comfortably and shit like that. But it's very, very different. But people are awake, yo, and they're calling people out. And I love that about social media, because people are seeing people exactly for who they are. You understand what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people don't understand. Social media goes into the streets. And thank you to everybody who have been seeing me in the streets. I know I can come off very, very rough, but I'm not that mean. You guys can say hello to me. For real, I've been seeing that lately. Like, I've been seeing it for a while, but it's getting very, 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 very heavy. And don't worry. I'm about to transform, because God is calling me to. And I was showing this look yesterday. I was telling people before that something amazing happened to me, and I seen something. You know, it's for a new season for different people to start standing up, yo, to start being a voice, and to start really inspiring people. And you know, it is what it is. People are gonna get whatever they get. So until next time, you guys have a great day. Bye bye.
Fun.